Hedge funds' bearish bets on US stocks have skyrocketed. Short positions on US equities have jumped to the highest level since the 2022 bear market, and now Schwab has warned thousands are at risk of margin calls as volatility soars on the trade war. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I'm sorry that the video is going out a little bit later today. The US economy jobs report came out. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about the SPY, what is to come next, what levels we are looking at, GameStop, a ton of other stocks, so watch until the end of the video. And as far as why this video is going up pretty late, it's because I found out something that is insane about GameStop, and I'm going to be uploading a video tomorrow. It's going to be a raw video. It's going to be uncut. I don't know if it's going to be fun to watch, fun to listen to, but it should be about a 15-minute video. I have that prep to go up, and it is digging deeper into the trap that was actually set against short sellers, and it's very, very important. So stay tuned for that, guys, and make sure to have post notifications on. Now, the U.S. economy added 177,000 jobs in April, above expectations of 138,000. The unemployment rate was 4.2%, in line with expectations of 4.2%. The March jobs number was revised down from 228,000 to 185,000. The labor market is still holding up. Now, Elon Musk has said Doge should definitely take a close look at the Fed. We need to talk about the Fed because we have a May 7th meeting coming up with the Fed, and then we also have a June 11th rate decision for the Fed, coincidentally lining up with GameStop as well as MicroStrategy's earnings on June 12th. So we have a huge window of summer where things are going to take place massively. Now, with the jobs report that did come out, here is what this shows. Even though the market is reacting well and it's going good and it's going green, it kind of signals that the Fed isn't ready to go dovish. And what's happening right now is that's actually being priced in. People aren't paying attention to that. In my personal opinion, coming into May 7th, Jerome Powell could very well say, hey, I'm not really sure about rate cuts just yet because, we're getting closer to our 2% target inflation goal, right? Based on the data that's come out, there's no reason why we should react quickly. Yet Trump is in his ear yelling, you better cut rates, you little, you know what I'm saying? And then Elon Musk saying, listen, we're about to have Doge come investigate you because you're just pissing us off by not raising rates, not cutting rates, right? Now the SPY is up 1.68%. We're coming right into May 7th. We are very close. That is Wednesday of next week. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe this data was changed because it's a little bit old, but I'm pretty sure we have a meeting on May 7th where the Fed is going to give us some guidance as far as are we going to cut in June, right? And that is what's going to be important. If he says, hey, we're not really sure yet, then the markets are going to sell off. And this is exactly what I personally want to happen. And I'll explain why. Well, the SPY right now on the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing it hug the very top of this channel. This is a crucial level because this is right before Liberation Day where the SPY had a huge sell-off. Now, if the SPY rejects here, it's going to sell off very, very, very aggressively in my personal opinion. We do have obviously a bullish looking market, but we do not see as much volume as we would like to see on the SPY. What this shows alongside Bitcoin as well, and you can look into the heat maps, is that bulls and bears are playing tug of war. So what that means is we talked about margin calls potentially happening, but what's happening is shorts are not giving up. They're actually shorting more. They're shorting more on this market, which is insane. So if the Fed, or if we get something that comes out and wants to squeeze the SPY above 585, hear me out. If we get something that wants to squeeze the stock market above 585, this is going to be one of the most massive, explosive margin call moves, short squeezes across the board in the market, in GameStop, in Bitcoin, yada, yada, yada. Ultimately, what I see happening is us coming down, and keep in mind we hit the 165 target that I had drawn out. We're actually at 567.90 right now. So we do have a couple other levels that we could hit, coming all the way up to probably 571 or so before falling even further. That will be right around the top of this wick up here. Now, I do want to state, I think the SPY is going to kind of chop into Wednesday next week and we are going to get some major selling pressure. Again, this doesn't have to happen. I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but major selling pressure. And then leading into June, we are going to get some sort of news here, some sort of front run news that we are going to get a cut. We are going to rally higher, and the market will have had enough time to bottom where now major institutions are okay buying at X level as well as retail, right? Retail already has been buying, and some institutions here and there have been buying, but overall, a lot of shorts are in this. So this is what I see happening. It's just a little bit of an outlook, and more dangerously, on top of why I see a sell-off, is I'm seeing the U.S. 10-year government bond yield spike again, 4.324%, up 2.5%. It's also something just to note, right? There is more uncertainty coming back in. I actually didn't take a look at what the VIX looks like today, but yeah, down 9%. Again, SPY's rallying. There's not really much happening there, but a major warning signal are those yields as well. Now, Japan negotiators have firmly opposed U.S. proposals. Japan just threatened to sell U.S. treasuries in trade talks. Japan says massive $1 trillion treasury stockpile among tools for U.S. trade talks. Basically, they are threatening to sell in negotiation with the U.S. And then we saw that Japan held their rate steady, at least for now. But again, we are seeing what's happening in Roaring Kitty's thumbnail, the chaos brewing. Now, I want to talk about Bitcoin very briefly and state that this is the same thing happening. Bulls, bears playing tug of war. Shorts are adding on more to Bitcoin. We broke above the 96K level, which I said was key resistance. The next thing I said was we really got to watch the 99K level. Okay, right now, this is a perfect setup for the weekend where we have room to run, room to chop, right? And then come into this 99K level by May 7th, maybe push higher to 100, and then we start selling off even further. Again, just an outlook. Keep in mind, guys, I could be very wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. That way everything squeezes a little bit sooner. But again, this is what I am looking at. Now, MicroStrategy reported earnings yesterday, and they gave a little bit of a shout out with the GameStop logo in here, Bitcoin holdings of publicly listed companies on their slideshow. This is great. I mean, I just thought it was a little bit of a hint, a little bit of a bone that was thrown at GameStop investors. And yeah, kind of just a buying signal. They also are reporting their earnings together on June 11th. Let me see. I want to talk about MicroStrategy's chart, but Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy to raise $84 billion to buy Bitcoin, $42 billion fixed income, $42 billion equity. Absolutely insane. MicroStrategy is now trading at $400.50, up 5% on the day. We hit my first target at 360. We came up, hit the second level of resistance I had at 395.60. We are breaking above it, and I ultimately do think we are going to hit my price target up here of about 445. So watch that level on MicroStrategy. That is $45 away. But again, if you look at it on the daily, this looks like it needs a little bit of a retracement alongside the SPY. Maybe the SPY, maybe Bitcoin, maybe everything doesn't sell off as aggressively as I think, but we could see a little bit of a retracement next week, which would be okay across the board before coming back up and hitting that target, right? That's what I got for MicroStrategy. Let's talk about GameStop, 4-hour time frame, still hugging this resistance. And after I found out what I found out yesterday, I mean, I see what's going down here. Okay, we're seeing this thing curl up, this thing curl higher, and we either lose momentum and we crack back down coming May 7th into late May, and we hit a low and they burn everyone's premium, or we come up, we curl up and we hug this, and then we crack higher and we hold it and continue to crack higher. Right? There's two scenarios, and we are basically at the split decision. When will you know what's going to happen? If we break back under 2650, 2660, you probably have a lot more room for downside. If you break above, I'd say the $30 level, if we get above 30, then we're likely going to start squeezing. That is ultimately what I see happening. A lot of gamma ramping after that. This is GameStop's weekly. It's a beautiful chart. We are basically seeing a spring loaded right here with these candlesticks, and we are ultimately watching for that catalyst. For some reason on their chart it says June 4th now. Maybe I'm pretty sure GameStop and MicroStrategy have something going on together June 12th. So maybe something got changed. Maybe the charts didn't update. But overall, this is what I am seeing. ultimately, May, June, we have this huge window, whether we go up or down. For shareholders, this is a big thing. For options holders, this is a little bit risky. You got to position yourself correctly. But as of right now, we have this huge window between May and June, where at some point we are going to squeeze. Okay, so at some point we are going to squeeze, in my personal opinion. Again, now Jeff Bezos of Amazon said he will sell up to 25 million shares in the company, valued at around $5 billion. Some people are speculating that he is going to buy Bitcoin. Last night, we got smoked on a lot of earnings plays. I'm not going to lie. Microsoft was one of the good ones. Last night was not a good earnings night. Yes, we took a little bit of a dub on Apple puts, but ultimately, I do still want to point out I have a price target on Amazon upside 206. I think 206 is coming on Amazon. I think they maybe it's off a catalyst. Maybe they announced buying Bitcoin. Maybe it's something like that. But we did hold a fib level, a key fib level, after making a W pattern on the chart, and I do see 206 being hit pretty soon. Microsoft continues to rip. 436.50, up 2.63%, I believe, becoming the largest company in the world by market cap. Lot of volume on this push higher as well. This is an extremely strong push, and I do think we could even go past to get more price discovery above 468.50. Okay, 468.50. And we also seen more people, even at these highs, load up calls. Another whale. Someone just bought $20 million worth of Microsoft calls right now after we saw this gap higher. So it could have more room to run. I personally am not touching it anymore just yet. Tesla on the weekly printed out a beautiful, beautiful candle. Okay, when you see a lower wick like this with a full body, hopefully we get a close around 295 today on Tesla. But ultimately, this is a beautiful candle to see on Tesla, but we really need to watch for what next week is to come with the Fed meeting, because if we reject off the bottom of this candle over here, then things are just going to show that they got a little bit of a relief bounce before absolutely crushing down even further, where Tesla could very well come into the $150 range. So that is something to watch for as well. Now, Take-Two Interactive plunged 16% after hours after they delayed Grand Theft Auto 6 to May of 2026. But this is fine. I mean, this came back down and it actually held perfectly at a fib level. This is one that I've given you way back for a long-term hold that one of my boys gave me. And it's a beautiful trade, right? It's already in price discovery right now. It actually came up over this fib, entered price discovery, got a retrace and tested this, and yet GTA 6 is delayed. Why does this happen? Well, it's the same reason it happened back here when I called it out. It's because institutions don't buy when GTA comes out, right? They buy early and they stack up, and that's what's happening. They stack up. GTA comes out, they do a profitable quarter. They're going to dump on retail investors as retail investors buy in. If you are getting in now, this is probably not too bad of a time. I assume upwards of $340 probably. At least after GTA comes out, probably after they report that first quarter profit from that. Okay, so that's something I want to put on your radar. NVIDIA recaptured this channel, but showing a little bit of weakness. We need to make sure NVIDIA holds above 114 by the end of day. Keep an eye on DJT, up 5%, still looking for another leg up here. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. I have an important video coming tomorrow, so be ready for that. This is called the Prisoner's Dilemma, that I like to call it. Ryan Cohen has set the perfect trap to pin short sellers against one another. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel on your way out. I can't even speak English. The top link in the description is for my Discord server where we talk stocks and crypto in there all day long. I post my trades as soon as I take them. We have AI alerts that will alert you on market news, give you option sweep alerts, dark pool trade alerts, insider trade alerts, high success trade flow, and more, analyst updates, so on and so on and so on. Overall, best vibes. Get in the Discord server. We are getting a lot of new members, so shout out to you guys for joining the Discord server. If you guys aren't in yet, get in there. I also have a bunch of other links that will hook you up in the description down below. That is it. I love you all. God bless. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure to have post notifications on, like the video, and drop a comment what number like you are. Lottery Socks out. Moomoo, a free broker, zero commissions. Start with $0, get access to customizable earnings calendars, viewing other exchanges, its heat map feature, those daily news updates that you need for stocks, and plenty more. But start with actual cash into your account, as in signing up through my link and depositing. Get up to 60 free stocks and earn 8.1% APY on cash that is sitting in your account uninvested whenever you're not trading. Plus, the initial amount you put into your account, earn a 3% match on that, up to $600. Yes, pre-market, post-market trading options, going long, going short, fractional shares, all that good stuff. And a feature I personally like, Moomoo brought back the comment section under stocks. Obviously, other tools, financial overview, so on and so on. Plenty of things that I did not list, but overall, tons of tools to help you and free stocks, hooking me up as well as yourself. Press that link, open an account, and deposit into Moomoo now.